Oh crap, I lost all my money. What am I gonna do? I know exactly what I'm gonna do, and I'll tell you about it. Okay, so that was super dorky, and no, I didn't actually lose all my money this time. So back in 2008 though, I actually did lose all my money, which isn't as dramatic as it sounds because I didn't really have very much money to lose, but I definitely hit that whole rock bottom thing they talk about, and I had to figure out then what I'm going to talk about now, which is what would I do if I lost all my money? How would I start to rebuild or build without any real resources? And I can tell you this, it would definitely involve the internet. Back in 2008, when I actually had to do this, it definitely involved the internet. I got started with affiliate marketing, and I ended up going into, I did some e-commerce, and I started a digital agency and did B2B marketing services. I've created my own products. Basically, I've done a lot of the same things that I would do if I had to do it again. The difference is now that I've kind of done most of the stuff you can do online, I would be really, really strategic about how I organize my time and how I, deployed my efforts. So yeah, if I had to do it all over again, I would basically do a lot of the same stuff that I've done, but instead of taking like 12 years to figure it out and dial it in, I would collapse a lot of time and do the things that I know work. So I'm gonna tell you, not just hypothetically, but based on having actually done it, what I would do in order to create something from nothing in the age of the internet. And hopefully you never have to use this skill, although I will say, as somebody who totally bottomed out and totally did lose everything and was like hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt and totally screwed on the surface, it can be the best thing that ever happens to you because it forces you to get resourceful and it forces you to bounce and kind of hit back at the world. Anyway, so all that to say, I would definitely learn the fundamentals of internet marketing. And nowadays, there's so many ways you can do that, different programs you can take, different courses you can go through online, even a lot of free stuff you can learn if you're really motivated and really disciplined and really good at staying focused and not, following down these internet rabbit holes. The point is I would learn the basic skills of internet marketing, and what I would do is I would essentially start two businesses at once. And this is really important. Is what I see a lot of people doing on the internet is they kind of get fixated with like this one thing, and they say, oh, well, I'm gonna learn how to sell products on Amazon and I'm gonna learn how to do drop shipping, or I'm gonna set up an affiliate blog, or I'm gonna create my course on how to cook the perfect hot dog, or like whatever their digital thing is. And they get so fixated on building that business, they fail to appreciate that they're not just building a business, they're building a skill set. They're building a toolkit, and that skill set and that toolkit has really significant value outside of just the business that they're building. And here's what I mean. So I started in 2008. I spent 5 years affiliate marketing, and it wasn't until 2013 that I realized, hey, I've got a skill set that I could actually help like local businesses with. There's 32 million local small and mid-sized businesses in the United States. There's like another 5 million in Canada. There's like 100 million around the world, and they all need digital marketing. And I've spent the last 5 years working on an affiliate marketing business, and what occurred to me, or what was occurring to me at the time is, hey, I could use these skills to help actual businesses too, whether it's a pizza place that wants to get their menu posted online, or it's a roofer that wants to get more calls off of Google, a chiropractor that wants to create some videos to explain his business and maybe sell his new, package of adjustments or whatever. Like every business needs those same services that you're learning how to do as you acquire the skills to build your digital whatever. So if I were to start over, I would focus on my digital whatever. And again, there's a lot of different paths you can go down, but I would immediately start selling those services to local businesses. And if that literally meant that I had to go out into my own town and knock on doors and sit down with business owners and explain to them how I could help their business, I would do it. Because here's what I've learned. again, I started in 2013. So, I've got 6 years of actually doing agency services for businesses. I've been on the Inc. 5000 multiple times. Like, I've had a pretty good run of doing this. And here's what I've learned. It is shocking how little traditional businesses really understand the internet and how much they don't want to. They don't want to understand. Like, your average traditional brick and mortar business owner in this day and age still remembers when the yellow pages were a thing. When they were the thing. And the strategy was put your ad in the yellow pages, and the budgeting decision was how big an ad do you want in the yellow pages, and the game plan was wait for the phone to ring because you're in the yellow pages. They want that life back so much, but they know that it's gone forever. And so now there's this new thing, the internet, that they're irritated by and they have to deal with, because it's not like their job has gotten any easier. They still have to mop the floors. They still have to slice the produce. They still have to, quality control the orders. They still have to manage the payroll and cut the checks. They still have to do all the other things they used to have to do. And now they also have to deal with digital marketing for their business. You cannot overestimate how big the demand is from traditional business owners out there to have other people come in and do these things for them. And they don't want to go work with big ad agencies. They don't want to go work with big media companies that they're going to have to pay, $20,000, $50,000 a month to do these services. Most companies don't have that kind of budget. They want a local guy or local girl. They want freelancers. They want independents. They want people that can afford to do the work reasonably. And on the flip side of that, you can very easily put together like a $5,000 to $10,000 a month side hustle servicing maybe 5 to 8 local businesses, maybe 10 local businesses. Your average business retainer, depending on what you're going to do for them, is going to run anywhere from like $500 a month up to maybe $2,000, $2,500 a month. And granted, I'm dealing with kind of US economics, but like, think about that. For services that don't really cost that much to fulfill, because it's basically your time sitting at a computer, you can comfortably do them for 5 to 10 businesses a month if that's your full-time thing. That's better than most people's jobs. And you can be taking that same time that you're using to service the businesses, and you're building skills that you can use to build your passion project. You can use to launch your blog. You can use to promote your own e-com store. And essentially your two businesses become complements to one another, and one can fuel the other while one educates you to deliver the other. That's exactly what I would do. And then basically I would get my living cost as low as humanly possible, take it from somebody who's lived in big houses and lived in small houses and really, really remembers what it was like to just have a really tiny little rent payment. It's amazing. When we live below our means, so often in the world we live in, we are trained or indoctrinated to just want more, to yearn for this good life. Trust me, if your rent payment is low, if your living expenses are low, that is the good life. Like, save it, savor it, and take all that extra money and buy rental properties. Do whatever you have to do to get a house, not so you can move into it, but so that you can get someone else to move into it and pay you rent. That's what I started doing at the same time. Again, I've been on this track for 12 years. I've got a couple dozen rental properties. I've got money coming in from internet business or from traditional business owners that I handle their internet marketing. And I've been able to take all that and use it to fund my passion projects and do my own online businesses. And again, if you just start with that game plan in mind to say, okay, I'm going to learn internet skills by doing an internet business. I'm going to sell the internet skills by servicing traditional business. And I'm going to take all the extra money and put it into residential real estate and rent it out. If somebody said to me, how can I become a millionaire in 5 to 10 years? Realistically, that's it. That's the game plan. And the beautiful thing about it is, it doesn't take any money to start. Obviously, it takes money to buy real estate, but doesn't take any money to start learning digital skills, all right? So, hey, that's my 2 cents for what it's worth. I think it's worth a lot more than 2 cents. If you like this kind of stuff, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Click the bell, make sure you get notified whenever I put out a new video. Again, my name is Jeff Lerner, and I am dedicated to you having the most awesome life you can imagine. I'll see you on the next video.